Welcome back, and finally on our SME segment here, Creative Director and also Lead Event Management Personnel at Elvina R Signature Events is Ruth Ahiwe.
Hi.
You are welcome.
Good morning.
Good to have you here because we've been talking about you, events and everything, something we can't live without, especially since after the pandemic.
Absolutely.
We're still in the pandemic, but we want to talk about what it's been like for you and how you came up to where you are presently. So let's talk about events. By the way, I do know that you came in from hospitality.
Yes.
My question was, same thing, innit? But tell us, though.
Okay, hi. So, Elvina R actually started officially in 2018. And before then, I had already been in the hospitality industry. I was a marketing manager, but I always found myself helping out with banqueting, planning, events in the hotel, or even in church, or helping out friends. So in 2016, and that's the backstory of Elvina R, I helped with my sister's wedding. And there at the wedding, my uncle said, "Oh, you're very diligent with this. You're very skillful.
You might as well do it for a living.
You know, you might as well just." I'm like, "No, I have a full-time job. What am I looking for? I'll just keep helping out." So in 2017, it was my annual leave, and I'm like, "Oh, what do I do now? I'm not traveling. I'm not going anywhere." So I came across an event training school, and it was for 3 weeks. So I said, "Perfect," and I went. I trained. And I graduated top of my class.
Oh, nice.
And they said, "Okay, you have to work with the
You and
owner
my parents,
of the..."
by the way.
So I had to work I had to work with the boss of the institute where I trained. So I did that for 3 months, and I launched Elvina R 2018 February. So this month is our 4 years anniversary.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
In this industry, when we talk about events, how much room is there for others to join in? Are there different units, or is it just all-encompassing?
The sky is big enough. It's an emerging industry. There is room for anyone that wants to join, but I would tell them, train for it so they take you seriously, train for it, get certifications, be humble enough to work with those that have been in the industry, learn the ropes. Because when I interned, it was easier for me. Classroom was a different thing. The back end, I learned the documentation, you know, coordinating a wedding. We didn't have opportunity to do that in class. So interning, I was able to learn that. So I believe that whoever wants to go into the industry, they should just train for it, learn from those who have been there, get mentors, and just keep it moving. And of course, in the event industry, there are different areas. You could go into strictly event planning. You could do event decoration. You could just be a consultant, event design. People come to you and say, "Oh, I want to do," and you know, sketch out, give them a booklet. They take it to an event plan. You even have event planners that plan their own wedding, and they just hand over to a coordinator. It could be that you open, you know, your brand and you strictly want to just coordinate. So they call you for on-the-day coordination, or on-the-day coordination, of course, they hand over a month before the wedding. So they can call you for on-the-day coordination. So there are people that just do strictly coordination, people that do strictly planning.
So you leverage on your strengths.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's the thing. If you know where your strengths are, just stick to it and give your absolute best.
What are your strengths exactly?
So for me, I love intimate events. I love it. I love smaller events. For me, it's those that really matter, that should celebrate with you, and you don't want to stress the wedding day. You're greeting everybody, even people you don't know. When it's smaller, it's more intimate. People love it. And for me, one of my strengths is coordination. I put my eyes down. I make sure that all details, attention is paid to all details. So for me, it's coordination. And that's why I said for the brand, it would be good for us to focus on intimate events. That way, it's a smaller crowd. Everybody feels like a guest, enjoys their time,
what
and
you're
leave.
saying now, first off, have a passion for it, train for it, and then find your niche.
Absolutely.
Those are the three things that I'd suggest from what you said, that people need to do. However, there must be challenges. I want people to know these challenges just so when they come across them, they don't give up, but know that you can actually overcome them. What are the challenges that you have experienced?
Okay, for me, starting up at that time, I remember in school, we was told, oh, when you finish, get your hands on events, you have family and friends, tell them you do this now, they help you. The problem was, after the event training school, they don't teach you the business about events because it's actually a business.
Business at the end of the day.
It is a business. You have passion for it, you have skills for it, whatever. It's still a business. You still need to have structure. You still need to set it up. So it was challenging for me at the beginning, trying to merge everything, trying to create a presence out there, even when you haven't started earning. You are trying to let people know, I do this. Not everybody will trust you enough to give you that business.
How big is your endeavor? How many people do you employ?
So far, I have permanent workers, 4 of them. I have them, and when we have jobs, it depends on the size. We outsource, we bring in. We have coordinating companies we work for, so when we need more coordinators or ushers, we bring them in.
Oh, so, that's very interesting. So there are people out there who, and I'm sure you've answered this in the course of our conversation, there are people out there who, this is something that they've thought about, much like you. Perhaps maybe they've helped plan 1 or 2 events and they were quite good at it, but I've never really thought about using it as a means of earning or making a living. How would you suggest that they start? I know you said this before, but go ahead and say it again.
I will say, research, research, research. Read about what you want to go into, learn about the industry, get trained for it, because through going to school, training for it, you would know, oh,
do you
where
offer
am I
any training?
For now, we are not offering that. We are not. Hopefully, we can.
What about any hand-holding?
Yes, we have interns. We have 2 interns. Yes, we have 2 interns every year. So every 6 months, you know, some of them want to stay. Like we've had 2 that decided to stay after 6 months of internship, and some just continue and just do their thing, or they get a job of where they want to go to, because you have that time between NYSC and trying to look for a job. So you can just learn a skill. So my goal is, in a few years, have an institute where we really teach people event planning, how to plan, how to coordinate, how to manage, execution, and also the business of event planning.
Wow, that's very interesting. I mean, you make me want to be a part of this industry.
Absolutely.
I think
it's an industry where you celebrate love and life.
Yeah, and so I like to celebrate love and life.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. You just, you know your strength. At the end of the day, you could be in the event industry as an MC. As an anchor. So.
No, you see, the thing with being an anchor or an MC is, especially for weddings, I gave that up, I think 3 years ago, because you see the mother of the bride and the mother of the groom, those 2, they're always like these. So,
look
I don't like getting in that situation anymore.
Intimate,
huh?
Intimate events, anchoring intimate, because this is why I say that. When it's a bigger crowd, the stress is more. The stress is more.
I prefer a crowd with the ties around their neck, so I'm a corporate guy now. I'd rather just do the corporate things because everything's listed on an agenda, and then we go in, we go out.
There is that industry. There are event planners that do only corporate events. So you could have a conversation with them, and why not? Yes.
You and I are going to have a very, very long talk.
We will.
But it is fantastic having you over.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
I've got one last question for you regarding the whole event thing. How much is there to be made? The final, most important question.
My God. It's a lot of money.
A lot of money, huh?
It is. It is. If you know what you're doing, if you have clients that we have a lot of clients that return back to us. So we have that, or we know that this date, we have a job on this day. So you have returning clients, you hope for new clients. So yes, there's money to be made. It's a billion-dollar industry.
Because you are engineering memories, and people really want these memories to stick.
They always want to celebrate. It's an industry that will be till the end of time. Because people will still celebrate their weddings, birthdays, anniversaries.
Even when there's no money.
They have to. They have to. They have to. So yes.